That's not funny. This is a dog toy right here. So yesterday I found out that I was pregnant, which is just so wild. I barely slept last night because obviously it's all I can think about. Like, I'm just in a state of total disbelief. Like, I did lose my mind a little bit yesterday though, because I was like, oh my gosh, what are all the things I can't eat? What are all the things I can't do? Like, what? Like, I don't know. I've never been pregnant before. Like, I learned so much from Patricia going through it, but I'm like, I still don't know. Like, I'm not taking a prenatal vitamin type thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I switched my ritual vitamins to prenatal yesterday on my phone, and I have one that will be at my house in like a week, but I'm like, even then I need to like take one out. Like, I don't really know. I'm not a freaking doctor, so I gotta go to the store today and get a prenatal. But then I was looking through, not only have I obviously had a few drinks because I had no idea I was pregnant. I did not overly drink though, so I'm not worried about that. Like, what is done is done. But it's like eating runny eggs. I love runny eggs. Gone. Sushi. I mean, I could have cooked sushi, but like sushi, and even then, all the fish. I like had to like look up a whole entire list of just like, what can I eat? What can I eat? And all the fish that I can't eat. Thankfully, I haven't eaten any that I like can't, other than raw fish, because of course I've had sushi, because they have sushi like once a week. Yeah, like lunch meat and stuff I don't usually eat. What is it, like unpasteurized, like dairy and stuff? Is that what this is? I don't eat any dairy, so it's like I'm good on that front. It's just like weird. It's like a whole, I don't know what I'm doing here. I do feel lucky that I've like witnessed my two closest sisters go through it recently. So I'm like, I've got some kind of guidance. I feel like I have some little bit of knowledge of what to expect. I also started making a list yesterday of all of the symptoms that I've had up until this point that like some of them I totally brushed off, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, why did I brush that off? Like, that was not normal for me. Like, that was totally not normal for me. Like, I should have known something was up, but I was just kind of like, oh, whatever. I downloaded a pregnancy app and calculated my due date. This little babe would be a Virgo babe. I want to tell Cameron so bad. But I really think I'm going to wait a while to tell anyone. Like, I'm going to tell him. I just want to, like, go to the doctor and, honestly sit in this myself and just enjoy it before I let anyone else enjoy it too. You are just all up in these videos, huh? You're all up in them, yeah. I honestly feel like such a cliche because I feel like a lot of people get puppies and then they find out that they're pregnant. Huh? Yeah. That's you. Yeah, you're gonna go through some serious boot camp. Yeah. Yeah, because we need to chill out a little bit before the babe gets here. Yeah, we do. You're a really, really super awesome good girl. But it's like the jumping and stuff. Like, I can't be holding a child and you jumping. We gotta get that together. Okay. I don't know what it is, but I should legitimately only be like 4 weeks pregnant. The pregnancy app says like 4 weeks and 4 days, but I gotta still go to the doctor to confirm. And I feel so bloated. Like, this may not look like a bump to somebody, and I'm sure by the time I'm editing this video, I'm gonna be like, Cathrin, that wasn't a bump. But like, to me, I'm like, I feel pregnant, and that might be silly, but I just wanted to like chat with you guys a little bit. I actually haven't recorded anything since I got back, but also since I just like found out. I haven't talked to the camera. I haven't talked about it. I've been journaling a lot, and I've been like talking to myself a lot. It's just, I don't know. I want to do a really, really good job of documenting this whole entire process because I know I'm going to want to look back on this and like have this footage for myself. So let me actually sit down on the couch. I'm going to need to come back and grab my water. It's weird that I'm talking to you guys about this because like where I sit today, we have only told one person together, and I haven't told anybody else. Like, I talked to my dad yesterday and I said nothing. He was like, anything else new going on with you? And I was like, no. I had a FaceTime call with my sister and my brother-in-law yesterday, and we were just like talking through our 2023 goals, and it's like, I'm just at a point where I'm not ready to tell anybody because I want to enjoy this like so much on my own, and I also just like really want to go to an appointment before I tell anyone. Plus, it honestly doesn't even feel real to me. Like, it really doesn't feel real to me. I'm sure once I actually have a bump and like once I feel movements and like go to appointments and like hear a heartbeat and stuff, it will feel real, but like right now it just like doesn't feel totally real. So anyway, I am eating pasta right now. Very bland pasta. Some symptoms at this point, or honestly, last night was probably like the wildest night and the most extreme my symptoms have been up until this point. So we had a crazy storm roll through Alabama yesterday, like tornado warnings. Well, I thankfully was never placed in a warning, but I was in a tornado watch for like 12 plus hours yesterday. It was a very long day. And at night, like the storms just kept getting worse and worse and very loud, and Fancy hates thunderstorms, so she was freaking out, and I randomly got to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm hungry, and I'm at the phase where it's like, if I even start to get a little bit hungry, I feel a little bit nauseous. It's like not unbearable, but it's like, ooh, girl, you gotta eat. So I ended up getting out of bed, I got myself a Lara bar, climbed back into bed, and I was like, perfect. Fell asleep, woke up 2 hours later to Fancy freaking out. And as soon as I woke up, I immediately felt so freaking sick. Like, I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. Like, it took over my whole entire body of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to throw up, but then like I couldn't throw up. And it was so odd, but the only thing that would calm me down is sitting on the cold bathtub. Like, I was wearing shorts, so like my legs, the skin on my legs, like touching the cold bathtub, for some reason that like grounded me, and like, I think it almost helped me pull my focus away from the just nauseous feeling that I was feeling. It was so bad. And then like I finally had the energy. And well, mind you, so I'm in the bathroom, the tiny little bathroom. Fancy is sitting there at my feet because she's freaking the heck out. Poppy's laying in the hallway like, I'm tired, what are we doing? So I finally get the energy to move. I come out here, I pour some Cheerios into a bag, and I go back to the bedroom, and I am just like pounding these Cheerios, trying to make myself feel better because I thought I was nauseous because I was still hungry. And man, I probably looked hilarious. Like, it was one of those nights where I was like, is this how pregnancy's gonna go? Because this is comical. This is very comical. So this morning I did have 2 breakfasts. And now I'm on lunch. And I have a feeling this is how my pregnancy is gonna go. It's just gonna be a lot of eating. But I'm slowly learning that I can't let myself get to the point of hunger because then I feel nauseous. But like the worst nauseous I felt was last night. Like, oh my gosh, that was so bad. Otherwise it's just like a twinge of like, okay, you gotta eat or this isn't gonna be good, you know? So I've been able to like catch myself really early on of like, okay, we gotta start prepping food now. But tomorrow actually marks 1 week since I found out, which is insane. Oh my gosh, something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. This is just like such a long ramble right now. At the end of 2022, I found out that I was actually losing my health care. The company that I was using, or the provider that I was using, decided to change their service to only cover residents of California, which meant that I was losing my health care. And I didn't find out until December. I think like the notice was actually sent earlier, but I didn't see it until December. So in December, I had to like frantically find new healthcare. Not that big of a deal. I ended up finding it, set that up. But because of when I set it up, it said my coverage wouldn't start until February 1st. And my coverage with my previous provider stopped December 31st, so the very, very end of the year. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have health care for a month. And that like freaked me out. That like sent me down a little bit of a spiral, but like not that much, because at the same time having my sisters like go through this recently, I know that like some doctors won't even see you until 8 weeks. So I was like, okay, well, February, the first week of February, that puts me at 8 weeks. So I mean, that's fine. well, I like had to do some work for my accountant today and like figure out like, okay, what's gonna be my new like monthly premium and all that stuff. And I logged in and I actually have healthcare right now, which I'm so incredibly happy about. So I am actually gonna call my doctor this week and see like what their normal practices are in terms of like seeing patients for pregnancy and potentially go to the doctor soon. We'll see. We'll see. But I need to honestly stop talking and start eating. Also, my entryway. I wonder if by the time you guys see this video, if that will be done. Hopefully, it better be done, because I'm not gonna live with this tape for that long. I was just trying to make breakfast, and I was legit just like keeled over in the kitchen like this. And I was like, you know what, let me pull out my camera to just like document the first freaking trimester. I already had my first breakfast today. This is my second breakfast. I've been eating like 2 of every meal, so aka 6. Oh my gosh, I'm eating like crazy. I am so freaking tired, and that's like one of the reasons why I was just kind of like hunched over in the kitchen, because I'm exhausted. I get over 10 hours of sleep last night. I'm so freaking tired, and I'm a little bit nauseous right now. It's like not bad. Like I always think about, oh my gosh, Patricia had it so freaking bad. Like she was puking, and I'm not. I just like feel off. Like I feel sick. I feel, oh man. It's like this is so much energy right now. We're gonna make some breakfast. Oh man. My toast is done. I guess I should say I'm officially 6 weeks and 1 day. Baby is like teeny, so tiny. But that means I'm halfway through second trimester. Halfway through. It means I'm like 1/6 of the way done, which is freaking, I feel like this pregnancy is gonna fly. Like I don't know why. I feel like pregnancy should be so much longer, but like this is gonna fly by. I guess I shouldn't say should be, but like it feels like when I watch other people, it feels so much longer. I also have so little energy that I have not done my dishes in probably 5 days. This house is gross. Well, honestly, the only thing that's really gross is the dishes. Otherwise, it's like pretty put together. Oh my god, please tell me why that melted butter smells so gross. Second breakfast is done. Okay. You got this. I am 8 weeks pregnant today, and I just vomited. Most of this time, I've just been nauseous. I've actually only vomited once so far, and it was right before I found out. But I've just been kind of like queasy this whole time, and then this morning, I just know it's a good sign, you know? I know it's a good sign. I was about to make myself pancakes, and funny enough, I opened up my fridge and I was like, oh. But pancakes still sound delicious. Let's fuck up some pancakes. Pregnancy is just truly one of the weirdest things I've experienced. So I got sick for the second time today. And it's so different from like throwing up because you're sick or you have food poisoning or a stomach bug or something. It's so incredibly different. Mommy just kicked my water bottle. Like I throw up while pregnant and I feel night and day better. I spent the whole entire dang day, I'm still in my pajamas, I never changed, on this couch watching TV, unable to do anything. Like I felt so freaking tired. I felt nauseous and I couldn't do anything. And then around like 5:40, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to puke. I puked and now I'm like, ha ha ha, I have all the energy in the world. I'm so nervous right now. I'm actually shocked that I slept okay. I woke up once in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, which is so normal for me right now. And then I couldn't immediately fall back asleep because my mind was like on the last dream that I was having, but it wasn't anything to do with my doctor's appointment today. So I have like an hour and a half before I need to head that way. I have to eat, shower, feed the girls, get dressed, and then head out. This still doesn't feel real to me. Like it's weird. It doesn't feel real. Like there are days where I feel like I don't have any pregnancy symptoms at all, and then I'm like, are you good? Are we good? And then other days I feel like crap and I throw up, or I just like can't move from the couch because I'm exhausted. So it's weird. It's very, very weird. But today I should be 9 weeks, and I say that because for some reason I'm in my head that nope, you might actually be 13 weeks and you don't know it. Which, I don't know, like, Cathrin, you're probably freaking 9 weeks. You're 9 weeks. I'm editing this right now. Wanted to pop in because I gave zero explanation as to why I thought I was 13 weeks instead of 9 weeks. So basically, my last period was super weird. Incredibly light, not normal for me. It was short by a day, and it was just weird. So then I started Googling like implantation bleeding, all this stuff. So I thought, oh my gosh, what if that was implantation bleeding? And I seriously had it made up in my head that I was actually 4 weeks ahead of where I actually was. I just feel that's gonna be too high. Hold on. Granted, it's in the morning, but I just feel like I have a belly 100% of the time. And maybe it's because I was used to what my body looked like, that now this is just like bloat and I am 9 weeks, but for some reason I'm like, I think I'm 13 weeks. It's just gonna be like the second I hear their little heartbeat or like see them on the ultrasound. I'm also just like worried. I'm like, what if they're not healthy? What if it's not good? Ugh, I need to get out of my head though, because I don't want to like manifest anything bad. It's all gonna be good. Good luck puffins to start the day. Let's do it. While I'm gone, would you mind vacuuming this house, because the floors look disgusting. It's amazing how much you shed compared to your sister. I'm so nervous. And I'm starting to feel nauseous, and it's just because of my nerves, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe I should just pack a snack just in case. I don't know why, I just like feel like I want to cry. This is... It's gonna be good. Okay, let me triple confirm that I have my wallet and my health insurance card. Okay. Let's go. Bye, girlies. Going to see your sibling. Oh. Please tell me how seeing this literal baby inside my body, like moving on an ultrasound, and like it just still didn't feel real. I'm like, that's not me. That's not my body. That's not my baby. Like, they just put baby. Oh my gosh. Baby's doing really well though. They said everything looks super healthy and exactly like as it should look at this point. The one confusing thing is like I should be 9 weeks and 3 days with my cycle. My cycle is super regular. Like it's never irregular, but I'm measuring about 10 weeks, which is 4 days ahead, which like is not that big of a deal, but they were like, if your cycle's that regular, like there's no way you're actually, like that doesn't even make any sense. So baby's either just growing fast or I ovulated early and I don't know. Heartbeat was 161. since I am measuring 10 weeks, and I'm like 9 weeks and 3 days, they said I could come back literally next week and do the blood work test for the gender, as well as, I think like some of the genetic testing and stuff, they said it checks for like 4 different chromosomes or something. So I'm not going to go in next week because I don't need to find the gender out that soon. I do have another appointment scheduled for next month though. And I think while I'm there at that appointment, because they have a lab right there, like I hate getting my blood work done. Anyone else? I hate it. I just like can't watch, and like my way to get through it is counting to 60, and I swore they took like a million different things. They took 7. I counted afterwards because I was like, you just kept interchanging, because I was like looking the other way. I can't look. I counted to 60 twice. I was like, you two were taking my blood for 2 minutes? Am I gonna pass out here? Anyway, the doctors were so nice. It was my first time at that doctor. I needed to find a new doctor. They were so freaking nice, and just like, honestly, the best experience. I'm so grateful. It really did like fuck me up though, sitting in the waiting room and like seeing everyone there with their spouse and their partner, and just like knowing that he wasn't there. It was just like really, really sad. And especially like I couldn't film in the ultrasound room, and just like seeing the little movements and stuff, like I wish I could film that so then he could watch it. But yeah, they asked about like nausea and everything, and I was like, really, like it has not been bad. Like I've thrown up twice, but it hasn't been bad. It's totally been manageable. It's just when I know I need to eat type thing. And they were like, well, at this point, like you should be good. You should be clear sailing through here. So they were like, you kind of lucked out. You got an easy pregnancy. And I was like, thank goodness. Like, this has not been bad. But I think that's like why it doesn't feel real to me, is because I just like, I don't feel a ton of symptoms. And even like seeing the baby move on the ultrasound, I'm like, why can't I feel that? But I know they're just like this big. They're literally like they're this big. It's just, it's crazy. So I'm at Target. I have to buy some stuff for myself, but I think to celebrate, I'm actually going to buy some things for this little one, just so like it starts to feel real. I don't want to freak anyone out that either wants to get pregnant in the future, is trying to get pregnant, or maybe you are pregnant and they didn't take 7 vials of your blood, okay? That's not normal. For me, when I was in high school, I was actually diagnosed with a blood disorder called von Willebrand disease. And basically what that means is that my blood does not clot at a normal level. It does not clot as fast as it should, and I am more likely to bleed and continue to bleed for a while. So I was on actually the very mild end of that, but it was this whole thing in high school, and like honestly just like not a very fun experience trying to figure out like what the heck was going on with my body. But yeah, diagnosed with von Willebrand disease. So once I got pregnant, it was very much so a concern to me of like, what does that mean? I had already known like since high school that there was a high chance of me passing this down to a kid, but especially giving birth, bleeding after, what does that look like? So at my very first appointment, I did bring that up to my doctor of like, I just don't know, like, how can we go about this, whatever. She said I should get a specialist in the area, but before we do that, and she actually said like, it's not that bad, like here's what would happen, whatever. But she was like, before we do that, let's rerun your levels against the von Willebrand, all the shenanigans, okay, that determines if you have it, and see where you're at today, since I was diagnosed over 10 years ago. So the levels were rerun, and I am actually good. I am on the, like, I'm still on the low end of my blood clotting and the stuff that goes along with that, but I am actually not within the range of von Willebrand anymore, which I've done a ton of research, and apparently, like, when you are pregnant, your blood is, like, better at clotting and stuff, so, like, it could change once I'm anyways, it's, like, this whole entire thing. I've done a lot of research on it. But I am good there, which is great to know, because obviously, like, want to be in the know of that. Otherwise, the first appointment, they do just do like a general lab on like where your levels are at. So it's like your iron, and a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, the list was very, very long there, but I didn't pop back in between my first appointment and my second appointment to explain what the heck happened with like my blood work and stuff. So everything's good, everything's great, which is awesome. I'm about to head to my second doctor's appointment. So I am 13 weeks and a couple of days pregnant right now. I have a little belly bump. Like, I know this really isn't much, but I'm at the point now where I wake up in the morning and there's definitely something there, and it stays all throughout the day compared to in the beginning, or just like honestly a few weeks ago, I would have nothing in the morning and then at night I would just feel really bloated. So now there's like an actual formation, which is really, really cool. Since I am 13 weeks, this is my last appointment in my first trimester. I don't know what to expect from this appointment. Before my sister got pregnant, I really thought like every appointment you did an ultrasound, and it's not that many ultrasounds. So she even asked me the other day, she was like, are you gonna get an ultrasound this appointment or what? I have got no idea. Like, I don't know what I'm walking into today. Last time I had no idea what I was walking into. So it's just kind of like figuring it out as I go. I do have a few questions for the doctor today. And I figure we're gonna go over like my blood work and everything else that kind of happened last appointment, or like the results that came in since the last appointment. So I'm this close to my second trimester, you guys, this close. Where does this end? How can I take this off? Thankfully it was only one little thing that they took today, but I really have to wait until this is over before I can update you guys. We have moved locations. Poppy has chilled out from playing with the toy, and it's time to talk about my appointment. So I found out that I actually only have 2 ultrasounds the entire pregnancy, which 2 seems so little because like I had 1 just to kind of confirm the pregnancy. That's all that was, really wasn't much. And then the second one is the anatomy scan at 20 or like around 20. For me, I think I'll be like 22 weeks or something. I don't really know how it spaced out, but that's it? No entire pregnancy? Like, otherwise you can elect to do them and you can pay additional for them, but I don't know, that just kind of shocked me. So today was very, very simple. Just went over some basic information, like they asked me how I was doing, experiencing nausea, all of that stuff, what to expect in the next coming weeks, moving into the next trimester, some symptoms I may experience, and like what is normal and what is abnormal, when I should call them and be alarmed type thing. They used the little Doppler guy on my belly and found the heartbeat. They were like so sweet ahead of time. She said like, do not worry if we can't find it immediately. Like, it takes us a second to figure out where the baby's positioned and like find the heartbeat, which I'm so glad that they said, but I would have initially thought that anyways. And then she was like, worst case scenario, if I can't find them this way, like we will use the ultrasound machine and go that route. But it took her like 1 second to find the heartbeat. It wasn't bad. So heartbeat is 153, healthy. Yeah, I did ask her about matcha. So you guys know my love for matcha. And I have done a ton of research. Like, I'm telling you, the first few weeks after I found out I was pregnant, it was like everything I was consuming, I was doing research. Anything I was putting on my body, like my soaps, any skincare type stuff, which even like I just use like pimple patches, but like all of this stuff, I was doing so much research. Like, can I have this? Matcha, when I first looked it up, it was like, yeah, pregnancy safe. And then I decided to do even more research because then I looked into other teas, and there's a lot of other teas that they don't recommend having. And I found a lot of mixed information online. Like, there was information that supported both sides of matcha is bad and matcha is good. So I ended up just kind of limiting my matcha consumption. I still was having matcha, but I was like, as long as it's not a hard effing no, let me just limit it, and then I'm gonna ask my doctor. So I asked my doctor, and they told me, yeah, we do not recommend matcha. And I'm sure like every practice is a little bit different and whatever, but my practice very much so. Because she was like, well, are you making it at home? Are you getting it out? And like, what's in it? And all of this stuff. And she was like, yeah, especially if you're not just making it at home, if you're getting it out, like you really don't know what all is in there, what kind of grade they're using, all this stuff. No matcha, which is devastating. And I won't do anything to like make sure the baby is safe, and I don't want to do anything wrong. It's just, The things I love, man. Sushi and matcha. Just gone out the window. I'm kidding. I really hope you guys understand that I'm kidding, because I know someone's gonna friggin' try to come for me. But otherwise, everything's good. I did get blood work taken today, only one little guy, for genetic testing, and so that I can find out the gender, because otherwise I would have to wait until the 20-week anatomy scan to find out the gender. And baby's daddy really wants to know. He's getting impatient. Like, he's funny. He's a hoot, but he's like, you're really like making it so hard over here. And I'm like, this is not on me. Like, nothing. Guess who's in their second trimester today? I think I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, there's not much there. But you know what? Second trimester, baby. This is crazy. I'm a third of the way done. That flew by far too fast, which terrifies me how fast the rest of this is gonna go. But you know, I don't know.